welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat. I uprooted my life in Southern California and moved to Chiang Mai 5 years ago. And in this channel, I share tips and recommendations for those who are looking to also move to Chiang Mai and live long term. And in this video, I wanted to share some of the reasons why I have decided to stay in Chiang Mai this long versus living in the US where I am originally from. And probably the most obvious is the cost of living and affordability. I'm actually visiting family right now for Christmas in the States, and I almost had a heart attack paying for things because I'm so used to the cost of living in Chiang Mai. And, I'm paying $300 a month for my rent in my fully serviced condo in Chiang Mai. And I have friends out here paying $2,500 a month for just a very basic one-bedroom condo, not fully serviced. And so obviously that's not the only reason why I've decided to stay in Chiang Mai this long, but it's definitely helped. And I think because of the affordability and the cost of living and just access to things like healthcare and just overall wellness, gym memberships. If I want to go see a chiropractor, I can do that. If I want to get acupuncture, if I need to go get some vitamin IV drips, all of that is accessible for me there. And obviously I'm very lucky to be able to, I'm choosing to live in Thailand and I have the opportunity to do that. I know not everyone is able to do that, but I think it's definitely opened my eyes to, your quality of life can be great and can exist outside of the US. Obviously the cost of living, affordability, all of those things are really important, but I think the biggest thing for me was not only my quality of life, but also I have so much more control over my time. Before I moved to Chiang Mai, I had just finished grad school. I was working 15-hour days, going to school, working, and I was really burnt out. I was just caught up in this very rat race culture. And I think since being in Chiang Mai, because the cost of living and different things are so affordable, I'm able to have so much more control over my time. And I think that's one of the most important things to me. Because I know what it's like to, you get off at work at 5 p.m., you have, an hour commute home, you have family, maybe you have kids, or maybe, you have other obligations, and you just feel like there's never enough time for things, not only just for yourself, but, spending time with family, spending time with people that you love, or doing things that you actually enjoy, hobbies. I felt like I never had time for that because there was just no opportunity for me to do that. You get off work, come home, and you kind of just do the same routine every single day. And yeah, I was just really tired of that. And it took me going to Chiang Mai to realize that you can create a life that does allow you the time freedom, that does allow you more control over your time. And it doesn't happen overnight. It took me a lot of time to figure that out. I left the counseling field and I moved into marketing. And so that was just a huge adjustment in itself. But I think if I wasn't living in Chiang Mai, I don't think I would have the opportunity or the space to even explore another career field or, just have the time to do it. And so, obviously I'm still figuring things out, but I think overall, because it's giving me so much time to focus on what do I actually enjoy, and I have so much more time that I didn't have in the States. I think, it's really influenced my decision to continue to live in Thailand. I also think the longer you're outside of this US bubble, you start to notice things that maybe you didn't notice when you were living in the States. And I think the biggest thing for me, I notice every time I come home, is just the consumerism in the US. And it's not to say, if you want to buy nice things, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think there's a limit to it, right? And it's funny, even my friends and family here, they'll open up their closets and I'm just you have so much stuff that you don't even use. And it's not to say that consumerism doesn't exist in Thailand, because it does, but there's a different vibe to it in the US. And I live a more minimalist lifestyle now. And I try to only keep what I need. And, anytime I'm buying new things, I get rid of other stuff or donate them. But it's just, we're caught up in this, for one, this rat race of hustling and not having enough time for ourselves. And also the consumerism, we're hustling to buy all these things that we don't use. And it's just this constant cycle. And I think being outside of the US, I've realized that we don't actually need as much as we think we do. But again, it's hard, when you're surrounded by that environment, to pull yourself out of it or to think differently. I think in general, my quality of life has improved so much, not only because of the affordability, the cost of living, but just the access to things. I have more control over my time, like I said. I have more time to explore things that I actually enjoy, to learn new skills, to spend time with people that I love, to travel. And it's not to say that I don't work hard or that, you know, I'm not dedicated to goals. I have goals, I have all of those things. But I think it's just giving me so much more space to not feel like I'm in a rush, to not feel like I'm pressured to figure things out or have this timeline. And I don't know if it's because, you know, the very slow life of Chiang Mai, I think that's definitely helped. But yeah, just being in a different environment like that. And in Chiang Mai, I'm surrounded by a lot of people that are also, you know, figuring things out, or, you know, maybe they started an online business, or they're in marketing too, or they're entrepreneurs. So I think being in that environment and then coming back to the States where everyone is in this 9-to-5 hustle, yeah, it was weird to me actually, because I'm like, oh yeah, people are like waking up at 7 a.m. and like going to work at 5 p.m. Like a lot of people are still in normal 9-to-5 jobs. But I think because I'm in Chiang Mai, where it's like the hub for digital nomads, I forget that that exists, but I also realize that that's also a privilege, right? For me and for other people that live in Chiang Mai, that we have the opportunity to do that. And again, to explore, learn skills, figure out what we really want to do. And I don't think I would have had the opportunity or even the space or the time to do that when I was living in the States. And so yeah, I think those all have definitely influenced my decision to stay in Chiang Mai for the past 5 years, and probably for a lot longer. I won't say I'll live there forever, because we don't really know, you know, what will come in the future, but I can definitely see my life there long term, 10 years, 20 years, I don't know. But I think I don't really foresee myself ever coming back to the US, at least to live, you know, visit, of course, but yeah, I just feel like there's so much more out there outside of the US that I still want to see, and then I still want to explore. So I hope this video was helpful for anyone who is looking to live in Chiang Mai long term. If you have any specific questions, you can drop them in the comments in this video, and I'll be sure to share them and answer them in the next video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.